Hello student, welcome to digital classes. This video is for class 9, subject is science. Today I am going to start the bio chapter tissue. In this chapter I am going to tell you about the tissue. First I discuss about the plant tissue, that is meristematic tissue or permanent tissue. Permanent tissue are of two types. One is the simple permanent tissue and second is the complex tissue. Simple permanent tissue is divided into three: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, and the complex permanent tissue is divided into two: xylem and phloem. Let us start with the chapter number 6, tissue. We recall that all living organisms are made of cell. In unicellular organism, a single cell perform all basic function. For example, amoeba, a single cell carry out movement, intaking of food or respiratory gases, respiration and excretion. But in the multicellular organism, there are millions of cells. Most of these cells are specialized to carry out a few functions. Each specialized function is taken up by a different group of cells. Since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. In human being, muscle cell contract and relax to cause movement. Nerve cell carry messages. Blood flow to the transport oxygen and food, hormones and waste material, and so on. In plant, vascular tissue conduct food and water for one part of the plant to the other. So the multicellular organism shows division of liver. Cells specialized in one function are often grouped together in the body. This means that the particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells at a definite place in our body. This cluster cell is called a tissue, are arranged and are designed so as to give the highest possible efficiency of function. Blood, phloem and muscles are also the example of tissue. A group of cells that are similar in structure and or work together to achieve a particular function of a tissue. Tissues. Let us first discuss about plant tissues. Tissues is a group of cells having similar structure and function. In plant and animal, groups of cells are called tissues. Carry out specific function. Example, in human beings, the cell of the multicellular tissues contract and relax and help in movement. In plant, the cell of the vascular tissue conduct water and food from one part of the plant to the other. Now you see the plant tissues flow chart. The plant tissue is divided into two. One is meristematic and second is the permanent. Permanent tissue is then divided into simple and complex tissue. This simple tissue is divided into three: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Then parenchyma, collenchyma fuse to become chlorenchyma. Now the complex cell is divided into xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. And phloem is made up of four type of element, that is sieve tissue, companion cell, phloem fibers and the phloem parenchyma. Now the definition: a group or a collection of similar cells performing or help to perform same function and arise from the same origin are called tissues. The tissues are of different type depending upon the function of organism. They are mainly of two categories: plant tissues and animal tissues. Plant tissues. Plant perform function which are different from animals and also their structure is different. Hence they have tissue which are different from animals. They are further classified into many subcategories that I just explained. This is the flowchart of the plant tissue, or you may say table also. everyone can draw this structure or flow chart in their classwork copy. Now the characteristic of the cells and tissues. The cells are made up of thin and elastic cell wall made up of cellulose. The cell may be round, oval, polygonal or rectangular in shape. They are compact, having no intercellular space. There is a large nucleus and absent cytoplasm. The protoplasm consists or contain very few or no vacuole at all. The tissue occur in a specific region of the plant body. Now this is so because in plant body growth occurs only at these region. Hence on the basis of this there are three type of meristematic tissues. One is the apical meristematic, second is the intercellary meristematic, third is the lateral meristematic. Now everyone see in this picture the three different type of meristematic on the basis of the position in the plant body. Now see different type of meristematic on the basis of the position in the plant or location of meristematic tissue in the plant body. At the top is the apical meristematic, at the bottom is lateral meristem, at the center or at the node intercellary meristem. Now the apical meristems, it is present at the growing tip of the stem and root and increase the length. The lateral meristems present at the lateral surface of the stem and root, cambium basically, and increase the girth. The intercellary meristems present at the internodes or base of the leaf and increase the length between the node. The space between the two nodes is called internode. As the cell of these tissues are very active, they have dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose wall and prominent nuclei. They lack vacuoles. Can we think why they would lack vacuoles? You might want to refer to the function of vacuole in the chapter on cell. Before discussing about the permanent tissue, first I want to discuss difference between plant and animal tissues. Plant tissues, plant do not move from one place to another. Most of the cell and tissues in the plant provide mechanical support and strength. So most of the tissues consist of dead cell because they provide mechanical support and strength to the plant. The growth of the plant take place only in some region. So plants have tissues called meristematic tissues which divide and help in the growth, and permanent tissue which do not divide. Now the animal tissues. Animal move from place to place and need more energy than plants. So most cells and tissues in the animal are living cell. The growth of the animals is more uniform. So animals do not have separate dividing and non-dividing cell. Animals have organs having specialized function, so the organs have specialized tissue to perform specific work. Another difference between plant and animal is in the pattern of growth. The growth in the plant is limited to certain region, while this is not so in animal. There are some tissues in the plant that divide throughout their life. These tissues are localized in certain region, but on the dividing capacity of the tissues, various part tissues can be classified as growing or meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Cell growth in animal is more uniform, so there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing region in animals. The structural organization of the organ and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animal than even in very complex plant. The fundamental difference reflects the different modes to life pursued by these two major group of organism, particularly in their different feeding method. Also, they are differently adapted for a sedentary existence on one hand plant and active locomotion on the other hand animals, contributing to their difference in the organ system design. Now the plant tissue, you know that divided into two parts, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. We already discussed about meristematic tissue. Now we will start. Permanent tissue are of two type. They are simply permanent tissues and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are three types. They are parenchyma, collenchyma and scalenchyma. Now complex tissue, you know that xylem and phloem. Now the permanent tissues. These tissues arise from the meristematic tissue. The cell of the tissues gradually lose their power to divide and acquire a definite shape, size and function. These tissues may be living or dead. There are two type of permanent tissue. One is simple permanent tissue and second is complex permanent tissue. Let us first discuss about simple permanent tissues. These are of three type. These are parenchyma, collenchyma and scalenchyma. Now let us discuss one by one parenchyma, collenchyma, scalenchyma. See the three simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma, scalenchyma. Everyone can draw these structure in their classwork copy and label it. You may draw this also. This is colorful, so it looks little good. Now the permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are formed from meristematic tissue. They do not divide and have permanent shape and size. That differentiate two different type of permanent tissues. Permanent tissue are of two main types. They are simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. First we start with simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues are made up of one type of cell. They are of three type called parenchyma, collenchyma and scalenchyma. Parenchyma consists of loosely packed, thin-walled, having more intercellular space. Some parenchyma cells in leaf contain chloroplast and prepare food by photosynthesis. Some parenchyma cells have large air cavities which help the plant to float on water. Some parenchyma cells of root and stem store water and minerals. Now the second is collenchyma. Consists of elongated cells having less intercellular space and thicker at the corner. They give flexibility and allow easy bending of different part like stem, leaf, etc. They also give mechanical support to the plant. Now the third one is scalenchyma. Scalenchyma consists of long, narrow, dead, thick-walled cell. The cell wall contain lignin, a chemical substance which act like cement and harden them. It gives strength and hardness to the plant part. Now the characteristic of parenchyma. The cells are living, the cells are thin walled, there may or may not be intercellular space, they are the most unspecialized cell, no deposits are seen, the cell wall consists only of cellulose, There is a prominent nucleus, cytoplasm, and vacuoles. There are some special type of parenchyma tissues. First is the storage parenchyma. The cell enlarged to store nutrients and water. Second is the erenchyma. Air cavities are present in the parenchyma tissue to provide buoyancy to the aquatic plants. Then chlorenchyma. These chlorenchyma cell have presence of chlorophyll and hence can perform the function of photosynthesis. Parenchyma tissue is found generally in all parts of the plant body. It forms the ground tissue in leaf, stem, root, fruit, etc. Now the function of parenchyma to store materials such as starch, protein, hormones, etc. and waste products such as gum, tannin, resin, etc. Parenchyma cell perform the metabolic activities of the plant, forms the packaging tissues between the specialized tissue by provide turgidity. They provide mechanical strength. Chlorenchyma help in performing photosynthesis, which is very useful for the plants. Now the collenchyma. Collenchyma cell are of three type. Basically the shape, lamellar, angular or lacunar. The flexibility in the plant is due to the another permanent tissue that is called collenchyma. It allow easy bending in the various part of the plant, leaf, stem without breaking. It also provide mechanical support to the plant. We can find this tissue in leaf stalk below the epidermis. The cell of these tissues are living and elongated and irregularly thickened at the corner. There is very little intercellular space. Now the characteristic and function of the collenchyma. Characteristic, it has cell which are somewhat elongated. The cell wall are thin except at the angular region where the cell long. The thickening are caused due to the deposition of cellulose or pectin. There is or less intercellular space. The cell are living. The distant nucleus and dense cytoplasm, they often contain chlorophyll. Now the function, provide mechanical strength is the primary function, provide flexibility, photosynthesis as they may contain photosynthesis also. They are present below the epidermis in dicot stems and leaves. They are absent in dicot roots and all part of the monocot plants. Now the another or third type of permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. It is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff. We have seen the husk of a coconut. It is made up of sclerenematous tissues. The cell of these tissues are dead. They are long and narrow as the wall are thickened due to the lignin, a chemical substance which act as cement and hardening them. Often these walls are so thick that there is no internal space inside the cell. This tissue is present in stem, around the vascular bundle, in the vein of the leaves and in the hard covering of seeds and nuts. It provides strength to the plant parts. It has transverse section and longitudinal section. What do you observe in the outermost layer of the cell? This is called epidermis. The epidermis is usually made up of a single layer of cell. In some plants living in very dry habitat, the epidermis may be thicker. Since protection against water loss is critical, the entire surface of the plant has this outer covering of epidermis. It protects all parts of the plant. Epidermal cell on the aerial part of the plant often secrete a waxy water-resistant layer on their outer surface. This aid in the protection against loss of water, mechanical injury and invasion by parasitic fungi. Since it has a protective role to play, cell of epidermal tissues form a continuous layer without intercellular space. Most epidermal cells are relatively flat. Often their outer and side wall are thickened than the inner wall. In the second part, I will detailed about epidermal cell of the plant. Now I think everyone would understand whatever I taught in this video. If there is any problem, you can ask question within a class to clear yourself.